What's going on, guys, and happy Spider-Man Day to you all. I hope you Spidey fans are tuning in for this video because I've been wanting to talk about it for quite some time, ever since the news of Spider-Man Freshman Year dropped at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. And we've gotten some more details about it, but a lot of the information that we got regarding the show had us scratching our heads, and I'll explain everything in just a second. But before we do that, be sure to like, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. We talk a lot about Marvel-related content here on the channel, especially Spider-Man, and of course, Marvel Spider-Man 2, because we're hyping up that game in this channel. So if that stuff is for you, then definitely be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss any videos like that, and it definitely helps the channel if you do subscribe. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into the details about Spider-Man Freshman Year, and this is from Marvel Studios, and it has been confirmed to be an offset show where it takes place not in the main MCU canon timeline, but it does take place in the MCU, and it's connected to it in some way. Of course, it takes place in the multiverse. I mean, we are in the multiverse saga anyways, so it only makes more sense when it's explained that way. So, Marvel explains how Spider-Man Freshman Year connects to the MCU. So when Spider-Man Freshman Year was originally announced, it was described as the missing year from Peter Parker's MCU career. In other words, everything that happened to Peter Parker before Captain America Civil War, which is where he debuted in that movie. However, the Comic-Con preview for that series had some fans scratching their heads. Essentially, there were things on the show like guest appearances by Doctor Strange and Daredevil, and that contradict what we saw in the films. Regardless, Marvel Studios producer Brad Winderbaum has now explained how the show connects to the MCU. And real quick, before I continue with this article, this is true. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a prequel set before the events of Captain America Civil War. I thought we were going to probably be seeing at least a good 6 to 8 episodes of Spider-Man rocking his own custom-made Spidey suit before he got his classic comic book suit in Captain America Civil War. But it looks like we're not going to be getting that, because if you've seen any of the pictures that got posted online, we got a good look at Norman Osborn, Doc Ock, and even some well-known Spider-Man Rogues Galleries characters in there. And I was like thinking, but I thought this was a prequel, and Spider-Man had never met these villains at that point, so it wouldn't make sense. Anyways, continuing on. Winderbaum was on Comic Book Phase Zero podcast when he explained that Freshman Year is an offshoot timeline from the MCU. The key point of divergence is that Peter Parker is recruited by not Tony Stark, but by Norman Osborn himself. Like we said in the panel, it follows the pattern that you see in Civil War, said Winderbaum. Down to Peter getting his broken Blu-ray player from the trash, he walks into his department for the famous moment where Tony Stark is waiting for him to offer him the Stark internship and take him to Berlin. But because of things that happened in the multiverse, because of the new random occurrences, it's not Tony Stark who's waiting for him there, it's Norman Osborn, and that sends his life in an unexpected trajectory that collides him and many unexpected characters in the Marvel Universe. That does beg the question of whether Tony Stark or Steve Rogers exist in the timeline for this series. This show's producers have already teased characters who haven't even appeared in the MCU yet, like Amadeus Cho, but it remains to be seen if anything from the show will reflect back on the prime MCU timeline. Spider-Man Freshman Year will premiere on Disney Plus in 2024. A second season called Spider-Man Sophomore Year was confirmed at Comic-Con. Are you disappointed to hear Freshman Year isn't a prime MCU story, or do you prefer that the show do its own thing? Let us know in the comment section below. Honestly, I'm not exactly disappointed. I'm rather surprised. I'm actually kind of interested in the whole multiverse aspect of it all, if you really think about it. And it kind of does make sense that they're going to be taking this approach with the show. I mean, honestly, like, we're only going to be seeing Spider-Man in his classic homemade costume the entire time, and we won't see him debut in his classic comic book costume until Captain America Civil War. So I was thinking, like, if they were to go in that route where it was just a prequel to Captain America Civil War, we would see him only in the classic homemade costume throughout the entire time, and it wouldn't take place in the multiverse saga like it should be, because that's where we are right now. In fact, it would actually be placed in the current timeline order, where it would actually be directly before Captain America Civil War. So it would technically take place in the Infinity Saga should they have gone the other route. In that case, it would have been an Infinity Saga series. So it only makes sense to do it this way. Plus, it gives the Wallcrawler more adventures. So honestly, I'm actually kind of interested in this take. I'm not disappointed. I don't think that's the right word to use. I'm more surprised. I was confused at first, and a lot of people were dead set on believing that this show was not canon to the MCU whatsoever. It does connect to the MCU, it's just not canon to the main 616 timeline. Anyways, that's pretty much all I got for you today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. What are your thoughts about Spider-Man freshman year being connected to the MCU, but not in the way that you thought it was going to be connected? Are you disappointed? Are you happy? Are you interested? Comment down below with your thoughts and theories down below in the comment section. And of course, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.